Hi guys, it's Carissa. I was just filming a video for my other channel and I realized I had not done a follow-up video to let you guys know how my IVF consult went. I feel really bad about that, but I think I feel good and ready to do it now. The day of the appointment afterwards, I think we were a little overwhelmed and we both just needed to take a nap and kind of shut down for a little while because, you know, as with all of this, your mind can go in so many different directions and it really can be too much. So after our appointment that day, we kind of just relaxed and tried to rest and absorb everything that we heard. But everything looks really good. Everything sounds really good. And I guess I'm just in a little bit of disbelief. I just feel like I don't know how to process the fact that this is happening, you know, and that we're going to do this, or at least we're going to try to, and hope that nothing gets in the way. My actual appointment was great. We saw the doctor that we initially spoke with when we first went to this clinic last year, and we sat in with another nurse there, one that I've seen before, and it was really hard to hear, but it's basically the truth that we were just throwing our money away with IUIs. And they very plainly and very bluntly said, basically, it's worth a shot because sometimes it works, but women with PCOS just really don't respond to oral medications like Clomid and Letrozole, and it's unfortunate, but most of the time it's just not going to work out in your favor. And we understood that, but that was all we could afford to do at the time. At our first clinic, we were told that with our current circumstances, with me having the PCOS and my age, that we had about a 6 to 8% success rate of conceiving naturally at home on our own. And then they said that if we do take drugs and try IUIs, that bumps up to be more like a 12 to 15% success rate. And that seemed pretty dismal, but that was better than 6 to 8%, so it was worth trying. We were told at our appointment that IVF gives us a potential 40% success rate. You know, we have to just kind of hold on to that hope and be grateful for the opportunity that we have and not focus so much on the technical scientific odds against us. The doctor seemed really excited. I mean, just really geared up to kind of help us and get moving on the process. I know that IVF is the bread and butter of most fertility clinics and centers. I completely understand that being the fact, but this particular place keeps their costs down because they have 3 facilities, but only one of them does the actual egg retrievals and has the lab. So I have to drive about 2 hours away to that facility to have those procedures done, but then I can have all my monitoring done here, which is only about 15 minutes away. That's great. There's a really good chance I'll have to go in every single day during the course of the time that I'm doing it for monitoring. With PCOS, I am much more likely to hyperstimulate, and that could be the only thing really that would prevent us from completing an IVF cycle in August. I also plan on doing acupuncture, and I'm going to be calling them soon to look into what I need to do in the weeks, you know, preparing for that, what, if anything, treatment-wise they'd recommend. They are kind of a little bit more on the holistic end of things, so I am going to definitely do the acupuncture and follow a lot of the recommendations that the acupuncturist suggests, you know, things like not drinking too cold of beverages and keeping my feet warm, things like that. I'll do it all. I really don't mind. I want to give this my best effort, and I don't want to be obsessive. I don't want to be too hard on myself. I just want to be able to say that I did the best that I could and gave it the best shot that I possibly could to have a family. So it feels overwhelming. It really does, but I'm so excited. I really am. And I'm really grateful for everybody wanting to kind of watch and stick with us and see how things go. And I know I've watched videos before of people who were going through this, and if they sounded like they were complaining, or if they sounded like they weren't super excited and appreciative and like basically doing cartwheels the whole time they were talking about being able to do IVF, I'd get upset, because I'd think, at least you have the opportunity to do it. You know, you shouldn't complain. But when it comes down to it, there are ups and downs to everything, no matter how great the circumstances seem to be. So I'm going to just tell you how I feel and how it is. And if you feel like you're bothered by that, I get it, because I did the same thing. I used to turn a video off and think, oh, this person gets to do IVF because their insurance covers it, and they don't appreciate it because they're upset about X, Y, and Z. And it would be frustrating for me. So I know. But I'm just going to tell you exactly how things go. I'm going to try and document as much of this as possible. And I'm preparing myself for the emotional ups and downs, because right now I just feel like I'm scared. I don't want to let anybody down. I don't want this to not go well. I know first and foremost I'd be letting myself down, and I am remembering that I can only do so much. There's only so much I can do from this point forward, you know, especially with only having a few weeks before we'll potentially be starting this. It's keeping me on a positive track. You know, I'm choosing to do things. I'm trying to get more sleep. I'm trying to relax more. I'm trying to plan for the future of my business, because right now it's kind of taking over my life. So I won't be able to do that if and when I start a family. I'll need to figure something out. So I'm trying to just minimize stress, treat myself better, and enjoy this time and really soak it in, and not look at it as something that I'm upset that we have to do. Although, despite that, we must have looked really sad during our appointment, because the doctor at one point kind of interrupted himself to say, be very optimistic about this. Your chances are very, very good. And he said, I feel like so many people say this happens, but he said that he had gone through this with his own wife, and I don't know if that really is the case, but I feel like a lot of people who see fertility specialists or reproductive endocrinologists, they say, you know, my wife and I had the same problem. I don't know if that's true or not, but it makes me feel a little bit better that they know what it's like. Of course, they can afford it, you know, but they can afford it an awful lot more than their patients can. But he was just expressing to us how he and his wife felt it was very important, that they really only wanted to have one baby when they did IVF. So he was explaining to us the things that they can do to make sure that's the case, if that's what we prefer. They also sounded like they are more likely to do a 5-day transfer or later, which I don't think I've heard of before. I usually hear 3 or 5 day, but they try to do it around the 5-day point, and he made it sound like it could be as late as 7 days. I've never heard of that before, but they really want to make sure everything's right before they go forward. So that's it. My sister's here now. I'm going to go do girl things and have fun. I just want to update you guys. Thank you so much for everything. I'll talk to you soon.